Community turns on the family of Shaquan Allen. Man murdered over cell phone in East La Penitence. And Guyana's politicians hate press freedom. Find out why. And now for tonight's edition. Over the weekend, not only did we discover that Shaquan Allen killed Shawnette Dover, we also learned that he was trying to escape to Guyana so he could break out of the closet. WhatsApp recordings leaked by Allen's friend in French Guiana revealed that the aspiring gangster rapper turned woman killer felt the heat on his tail, so he tried to convince his friend in Guyana to help him out, even if he had to pay for his lodging with his rear end. Well, it's a possibility that he already made it out there and is picking fares as we speak, as reports indicate that he has already left Linden. But that didn't stop someone from setting fire to his grandmother's house early this morning. Around 4 a.m., Allen's mother woke up to the smell of smoke coming from inside the house. One man was witnessed running away from the home after it's believed that he set fire to one of the home's curtains from the outside. The fire was quickly put out and no one was hurt. Sadly, this wasn't the only case of domestic violence from over the weekend. Yesterday, 50-year-old Lawrence Brummel died at the hospital from a self-inflicted poisoning. He died of the poison after fatally stabbing his common-law wife, Nicola Wilson, the night before. According to police, he stabbed Wilson to death in front of their child because he had a tiny lowly and low self-confidence. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to say he thought she was cheating on him, so he thought that was good enough reason to kill her. Sad. Over in East Kanji, police are on the hunt for a man who beat and stabbed his ex-girlfriend at her house on Sunday night. 28-year-old Shanaz Mohammed is hospitalized with several stab wounds to her face, neck, and back of her hand, as well as her head. She is said to be in stable condition. The victim was rushed to the hospital by neighbors and the suspect escaped. I hope you all took note. That's 3 different women of 3 different ages and ethnicities, but they're all linked by the fact that they are all victims of domestic violence. Yesterday, 33-year-old businessman and legal gun owner Sheldon Baharali shot a man who was breaking into his house in Mabaruma. After being hit 3 times, the suspect fled. Nevertheless, Baharali reported the robbery, and within hours, the police had found their suspect at his home on the Barima River. He is a 20-year-old man that was unable to explain to police why he had fresh gunshot wounds in his arm, back, and abdomen. He is currently under guard in a stable condition at the hospital. Now it's time to tell you about Best Buy's car of the day. Currently on sale is this 2010 Toyota Hiace Super GL. It comes with push-button start, all seats, sliding glasses, dual AC, mag rims, new tires, CD, stereo, reverse camera, and much more. Buy cash for $3.6 million, or pay down as low as $1,440,000 down with around $76,000 monthly for 3 years, and it is yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info, or visit their showrooms at 171 Peter Rowe Street, Queenstown, or Lot 2 Lamar Street, and tell them Noriko sent you for this sweet deal. The latest oil discovery on the Stabroek Block means that Exxon has now discovered upwards of 10 billion barrels of oil equivalent resources. According to Welligence Energy Analytics, the Uraru 2 well has not only extended the original find, but established deeper intervals, with the supermajor confirming line of sight for up to 10 FPSOs. The Stabroek Consortium has now discovered upwards of 10 billion barrels of recoverable resources on the block. However, Exxon expects to find even more, as it has already begun additional drilling on the block. So, you already know what I'm going to say. Drill, baby, drill. It looks like the thief men are now targeting the America Street money changers yet again. On Saturday, 2 gunmen on motorcycle ran up on 49-year-old David Wilson. When he refused to hand over the money, the men shot him in the leg and robbed him of 600,000 Guyana dollars. They immediately fled the scene afterwards. Wilson was rushed to the Georgetown Public Hospital, where he has been admitted in a stable condition. Police are currently on the hunt for the man responsible for the murder of 29-year-old Jamal Adams. On Saturday, Adams was stabbed to death during an argument over a cell phone at Buck Circle, East Rumfeld, Georgetown. An eyewitness told the police that the two were arguing over a cell phone when the suspect stabbed Adams to the chest. Adams attempted to run away, but was stabbed yet again, but this time in the back. Adams was taken to the Georgetown Public Hospital, where he died of his injuries. Do you want to grow your money? Sell Digicel Top-Up. Become a top-up vendor through Cellular Plus and make some extra cash to supplement your income at your business or your side hustle. Call 685-3109 for more info. It's now time for today's Runner Report. Today, the nation recorded 86 new cases. There are now 303 persons dead, which means over 100 persons died last month of the Rona, so I hope you all are taking note. That's an average of over 3 people a day. Anyway, 15 persons are currently in the ICU, 1,701 persons are currently in home isolation, and the total number of known cases in the nation now stands at 13,564. So please, people, wash your hands frequently, avoid touching your nose and mouth, and mask up before you leave the house. When you do leave home, try to avoid enclosed spaces and large crowds, and remember to give 6 feet of space between you and others. Despite having already pulled out of the market almost 2 years ago, Fly Jamaica still owes Guyanese millions in refunds. This morning, one travel agency informed the GCAA that their customers alone are already owed $1 million from Fly Jamaica. Of course, they aren't the only ones complaining. Because of the company's money being in receivership, the workers, the airline operators, the airport, even the Civil Aviation Authority is owed money. Worse yet, travel agents also complained that Liat and Caribbean Airlines have also been causing needless headaches for their customers, when it comes to money and refunds especially. The government has since promised to be more aggressive in dealing with airlines defaulting on their debts to Guyanese. They have also promised to get the refunds back from Fly Jamaica. After nearly a month on the run, Mazaruni prison escapee Kevin Lafleur was recaptured in Port Morant just before midnight on Saturday. According to police, Lafleur was found alone at a house in the area. He tried to lie and gave his name as Mark Thomas, but he was positively identified and is presently in police custody. Lafleur is serving a sentence of 56 months for armed robbery. Are you a truck owner that is losing money due to downtime while you wait for your parts to be imported? Well, now that's just stupid. Truck parts are already in Guyana at Powered Automotive Truck Spares and Engine Parts. They stock spares for DAF, Bedford TM, International Freightliners, and Cummins engines. Check them out at 1161 EE Eccles or WhatsApp them on 697-0171. Tell them Noriko sent you and get a discount. And now for a new segment. It's our stupid news of the day. Hey guys, want to hear a joke? Press freedom in Guyana! Aha! Yes, that's the joke! Press freedom in Guyana! I know it's not a very funny joke, but neither is the state of the media in this nation. Today is World Press Freedom Day, but friends, with laws like the Cybercrime Act, it is clear that press freedom is not taken seriously here. Both the PPP and PNC have shown themselves to hate journalists. From Ramjatan telling Travis Chase to Hall-He Ross to Nandal threatening to shoot up Kai Cher, our nation's politicians hate the media almost as much as they hate public accountability. Well, I'll admit, the media is biased enough in this nation as political parties own the networks and the government does a terrible job at bringing a sense of objectivity as their propaganda rag, the Chronicle, print enough lies to make Pinocchio blush. And the media that isn't controlled by the PPP or the PNC gets constantly targeted by both sides. Don't believe me? Read the comments below. According to you all, on any given day, your boy Noriko is either a dead PPP or a PNC racist. It's so bad that some of you wouldn't even know objectivity if it came down and smacked you dead in the face. And speaking of smacking in the face, this government has already decided to make Jagdio's mouthpiece, Kwame McCoy, the man in charge of the media in this country. Yes, the man who literally shied shite on a journalist and offends the media on numerous occasions. Yes, he is now in charge of ensuring fairness and equity in our nation's media. Well, how is that going so far? Well, a social media personality got arrested last week for hurting Bounty Lion's feelings, so that should be some indication as to where things are. Speaking of social media personalities, why is the critic interviewing Jagdio every other day when real journalists have never had a one-on-one with him? Because, like I said, the government hates real press freedom. So they'd rather support the social media personality you all know and love, just to give the appearance of openness. It's called control opposition, people. Look it up. Anyway, with that being said, happy World Press Freedom Day! Hopefully I don't ever get arrested for telling you all the truth. But if I do, you all better make us think about it, or, well, I'm coming after you. Moving on to our Uncut News Viewers Poll question of the day. Every day we pose a question about current events in the nation, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it relates to us. So, you give your responses in the comments and we'll read the best ones in the following episode. Friday's question was, should the minimum wage be raised despite the economic impact of the Rona? Story Simpson said, SMH, let's be honest, who can even survive on $60,000 a month? Both public sector and private sector could do a whole lot better. Jay Jairam said, the government should raise the minimum wages to $100,000. The private sector's full of a lot of things, including money. And finally, Adrian Walton said, the government should raise the minimum wage. The private sector is always complaining, but the private sector employers can afford to live in big houses and send their children to private schools, go to Miami for family vacation, and drive around in fancy cars, and can't pay a livable wage to their employees. I know, Adrian, it's sick. So for tonight's question, both criminals and migrants alike are seemingly able to slip in and out of our nation's borders. What should the government do to increase border security? I want to hear some creative ideas, people. So, think about that question and tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in Tuesday's episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight. Check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Rico Bullford saying good night, folks. Hey, Uncut News viewers, thanks for watching. You can subscribe by clicking on this button over here, or click over there for more news. You can also drop a comment to let me know if you've made it to the end of the video. Goodbye for now.